Being a session chair, I have reviewed Dr. Mangal Singh's research work, Realizing SDGs 2030, Viksit Bharat 2047 through the efforts of the youth and the academia. Dr. Mangal Singh SBSIN research present an insightful and well-structured analysis of the crucial roles that youth and academia play in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals and the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. The paper effectively integrates legal, social, economic and policy perspective, demonstrating a deep understanding of the project. Key strength includes a clear and the compelling arguments for the transformative powers of the education, innovations and the youth participation. A balanced blend of qualitative and the quantitative research enriched with the case studies and the policy references. Practical recommendation that encourages collaboration between academia, policymakers and the grassroots initiatives. Constructive suggestions strengthening the discussion on the digital divide and AI-driven solution could add further depth. Incorporating more real-world success stories of Indian youth-led initiative could enhance agreement. Overall, this is a commendable piece of research that contribute meaningfully to the disclosure on the sustainable development. The paper inspire action and insights the immense potential of the young minds in shaping India's future. Great work. Thank you.
Esteemed guests, scholars and fellow academicians, greetings to all of you. It is an absolute honor and privilege to be addressing this esteemed gathering at such a prestigious international online conference. I am Dr. Reeta Dwivedi, an assistant professor at Meyer College of Education, Jammu, with over 20 years of experience in English literature, teacher education and pedagogy. Throughout my academic journey, I have been deeply engaged in research, curriculum development, faculty training and digital education, with a strong commitment to enhancing teaching methodologies and student learning experiences. My research focuses on language education, gender studies and sustainable learning. I have been fortunate to contribute to this field throughout books, research papers and book chapters. I have also been actively involved in MOOC development, making education more accessible and interactive in today's digital age. It has been a privilege to present my work at national and international platforms, sharing insight on evolving teaching methodologies, contemporary literature, and the role of education in societal transformation. Over the years, I have been honored with several prestigious awards, including the Best Language Teacher Award and the Research Excellence Award, recognizing my dedication to academic excellence. Beyond academics, I firmly believe in holistic education, integrating critical thinking, creativity, and innovation into the learning process. As an educator, my mission is to inspire students and fellow educators to embrace lifelong learning and contribute meaningfully to society. I look forward to engaging discussions, thought-provoking insights, and collaborative opportunities with all of you today. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity, and I am excited to share and learn from such a distinguished audience. Thank you one and all.
Namaste Bharat. I am Alka Bansal, an educationalist working as an academic director at Warden Education Technologies Private Limited, Mumbai. I take honor to present today at the Viksit Bharat 2047 conference a study that explores the perception of teachers towards a holistic approach to teaching, especially in the context of National Education Policy 2020, which has been co-authored by Ms. Priya Rajwade, the principal of Podar International School, Powai, Mumbai, under the guidance of Ms. Hema Bhadavkar, associate professor at KJ Somai College of Education. This study focuses on CBSE board schools at the foundational and preparatory stages and investigates how educators perceive, prepare for, and implement this transformative policy. The NEP 2020 envisions a seismic shift in education, aiming to equip students with 21st century skills, critical thinking, creativity, communication, and collaboration. It emphasizes a holistic approach to teaching, which focuses not just on intellectual development, but also on the emotional, physical, social, and moral growth of learners. As the agents of change, teachers are central to this transformation. Their readiness, awareness, and perspectives will ultimately determine the policy's success. Key findings from this study include related to awareness. Over 77% of the teachers surveyed demonstrated a strong understanding of the NEP's goal, with many recognizing the importance of foundational literacy and competency based assessments. In case of preparedness in challenges, while most teachers expressed willingness to adapt, they cited challenges like insufficient training, parental interference, vast curriculum demands, and lack of aligned resources. With respect to perception of holistic teaching, teachers acknowledge its potential to foster well rounded personalities, integrating cognitive, social, and emotional growth. Examples from classroom, such as using role play to teach math or incorporating meditation for classroom management, highlight their innovative approaches. The study underscores that while teachers are enthusiastic, significant support is needed through training, curriculum redesign, and resource allocation. Moreover, schools, policymakers, and parents must collaborate to enable this transformation. In conclusion, this research reveals a promising path forward. Teachers are ready to embrace change, but the journey requires collective effort. By empowering educators, aligning content with holistic goals, and addressing systematic challenges, we can realize the true potential of the NEP 2020. Thank you.
I must start my review upon the first work presented here, that is done by Miss Alka Bansal and Miss Priya Rajwade. And the topic of the research is a study of the perceptions of teachers towards a holistic approach in teaching in CBSE board schools in context of NEP 2020. This research provides an insightful and well-structured analysis of how teachers perceive holistic education in alignment with NEP 2020. The study effectively highlights the importance of multidisciplinary, experiential, and student-centered learning, offering valuable perspectives on the preparedness and challenges faced by teachers in implementing this approach. The study sets clear goals, exploring teacher awareness, preparedness, and the challenges of implementation within CBSE schools. It has robust methodology. The mixed methods approach, incorporating quantitative and qualitative analysis, strengthens the validity of the findings. The study does not stop at identifying challenges, but also provides practical recommendations for better training, curriculum alignment, and resource allocation. It has relevance to NEP 2020. The paper effectively connects theoretical concepts with real classroom experiences, making it applicable for policymakers and educators. Regarding the area of enhancement, I must say, while the quantitative findings are well supported, integrating a few case studies or real-life examples of successful holistic teaching methods could further enrich the discussion. The curriculum redesign aspect is briefly discussed, expanding on how schools can practically integrate holistic learning across various subjects would add more depth. Since parental involvement was identified as a challenge, offering strategies to engage parents positively in this transition could be valuable. So my final thoughts are, your study is valuable contribution to understanding the real world implications of NEP 2020 in foundational and preparatory education. It presents a balanced view of both optimism and challenges, making it a meaningful resource for educators and policymakers alike. Excellent work. This research has the potential to drive impactful change in educational institutions. I wish you good luck. Thank you.
Greetings everyone, this is Dr. Dayawant Upadhyaya. I am honored to present my research paper titled Exploring the Intersection of Ancient Wisdom and Modern Psychology, Psychological Insights from the Ramayana. This study delves into the timeless teachings of the Indian epic Ramayana, examining its narratives and character arcs through a modern psychological lens. It reveals how principles embedded in the epic, such as mindfulness, emotional regulation, cognitive behavior, and resilience, align seamlessly with a contemporary psychological frameworks like cognitive behavior therapy (CBT). This research highlights the epic's relevance in addressing today's mental health challenges, leadership development, and overall well-being, drawing insights from the Morari Bapu's Ramayana Katha. The paper illustrates how ancient wisdom can be integrated into modern therapeutic and leadership practices to foster personal and professional growth. Ultimately, this work underscores the potential of ancient epics like the Ramayana to enrich global psychological practices, offering practical guidance for resilience, mindful living, and ethical leadership in our complex modern world. Thank you. Have a nice day.
The study exploring the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern psychology. Psychological insights from the Ramayana by Dr. Dayawant D. Upadhyaya, Anubha Sharma Upadhyaya, and Jyotsna Kanungo presents a thought-provoking and deeply analytical perspective on how the Ramayana's timeless wisdom aligns with modern psychological principles. By drawing parallels between characters, events, and contemporary therapeutic framework, the paper successfully demonstrates how ancient texts can inform mental well-being, resilience, and leadership today. The strength of the paper lies in its unique interdisciplinary approach. The integration of CBT, ACT, mindfulness, and emotional regulation with the Ramayana's narratives is truly innovative. The paper has a well-structured analysis. The study organizes key psychological concepts around major events and characters, making it easy to follow and highly relatable. The exploration of leadership, resilience, and emotional intelligence makes this study relevant for therapists, educators, and leaders alike. The paper has rich literature review. The references to Morari Bapu's Katha, cognitive diffusion, and behavioral activation add credibility and depth to the discussion. There are 2-3 suggestions that can bring enhancement in the paper. First is a comparative discussion with other ancient texts like Bhagavad Gita, Buddhist teachings could further strengthen the universality of the findings. Expanding on real-world applications, for example, how these psychological insights can be implemented in therapy, education, or leadership training programs would enhance the paper's practical value. Then the last suggestion is considering exploring potential counter-arguments or alternative psychological interpretations of certain events, providing a more balanced perspective. The final remarks are the research bridges the gap between ancient wisdom and modern psychology, beautifully offering valuable insights into mental well-being, leadership, and resilience. This interdisciplinary exploration makes the Ramayana relevant for today's world, opening doors for future research in spiritual psychology. Fantastic work. This study has great potential for practical applications in mental health and leadership fields. Thank you.
A very good morning to everyone present over there. Myself Dr. Ankita Jain and I am associated with Monarch University. Today I am giving a presentation over the topic examining the literature on special education teachers, their retention and attrition. Because since my topic is basically concerned with the students with minor or major disability, they are the special kind of students which need a special kind of training for their personal and their educational growth. Okay, because if we teach a child, those who are normal, so it is very easy for us to teach them. But if we teach a student who is who also having a disability with themselves, it is their life is very difficult, as we all know. Okay, so special kind of teachers are required for such kind of students. Okay, so previously what used to happen, the impact of globalization was very less. The people are very their thought process was very simple and very focused toward the students. But now a time what happened due to globalization and the exposure that we get of whole world, so what happened, the thought process, the mindset and the perception of the teachers has been changed. Okay, so it is very difficult for the organizations, for the schools particularly, to retain those employees, those teachers who are providing training or education to the special kind of students. Okay, so my topic is basically focus on this thing. So what happens, the insufficient number of competent special teachers jeopardize the quality of education provided to the children with disabilities. Attrition is a contributing component to the teacher shortage issues. An initiative to enhance the retention should be guided by an comprehensive knowledge of element that lead to attrition. Okay, so what happens, there are so many factors, there are so many elements actually that impacts the pressure and impact the scenario. So this study basically focus on examining the ideological framework which helps out in thematic synthesis of the data on the following topic. The first is personal and professional traits of a teacher, because what happens, the personal traits impact, that has a very big impact. Okay, and the credential of the teachers, the elements of workplace and emotional responses to the work. So these are some of the thematical systematic study of the data which I have added in this research paper, and on the basis of all these framework I have find out some attritions or attribute of the instructors. The very first is the age, because studies has shown that because few of the researchers have done the studies. The first was Miller, and he had completed a study in 2012, and he has found it out that age is a very big factor, big impact factor over the retention of the employees. Because what happened, as the maturity comes, so people become somehow a very cool and calm and relaxed kind of person, but as far as their age is very young, so what they always look for the better opportunities. So somehow the students have to struggle in that, because if a teacher find a better opportunity somewhere else, so he definitely quit that job. Because it is especially with the young faculty members or young teachers, if they find, because this is their age, where they can explore new things, where they can find, where they can struggle more, where they can compete more. Okay, the next factor is the gender. So as we all know that females are more emotional kind of person. Okay, so as far as the males are concerned, so they are more career oriented people. So this is also an impact factor ki we generally find it out ki the ratio of men and women is as far as their gender is concerned. So people like men's are more tend to leave their job in scope of better salary or better opportunity or better workplace. Okay, the next is your personal factors. Somehow the perception of the people has a very big impact over their workout, over their working pattern. Okay, the next is their qualification. But obviously ki if a teacher is very much experienced, So first of all, he think of the students, and then only he will think of himself, okay, or herself. But as far as the teacher's qualification is concerned, if they are not that much mature, not that much qualified, so it is very difficult for them to sustain, even because this kind of students need special kind of teaching techniques and teaching patterns. Okay, the next is your certification, that how much certificate people are having, how much workshop they have attended, how much seminar they have attended, how many special certification program they have attended for such kind of people. So this is also an important factor. Then your work environment is also an important factor. Then your salary, then is climate of the school, then administration support, colleague support, and as far as your workload is concerned, because now a time what happens, everyone want to maintain the data maintenance, your data DBMS is a very big thing now. Every day you have to prepare report, every day the teachers have to prepare report. So somehow it become very difficult to just improve themselves, because now a time every day you have to learn new techniques to teach your students. But if your workload will be very high, if your job role is very confusing, if you have to do multiple tasks with you, so it would be very difficult ki how you will manage to teach those students. Okay, so for keeping all these factors, my study is being focused. I have written the paper on keeping on these things and what suggestions I can provide them, that all are included in my paper. So thank you so much.
This review is for the research paper examining the literature on special education, teacher retention and attrition by Dr. Ankita Jain and Ramesh Babu Annamolu. This study presents a well-researched and detailed analysis of the challenges surrounding special education, teacher retention and attrition. The research is timely and highly relevant, as teacher shortages significantly impact the quality of education for children with disabilities. By exploring various factors influencing attrition, the study provides valuable insights into how schools and policy makers can enhance retention efforts. The strength of the paper lies in its comprehensive literature review. The study draws from a wide range of sources, ensuring depth and credibility in its findings. It has very clear and thematic structure by categorizing factors such as personal attributes, work environments, emotional responses, and policy challenges. The study provides a well-organized narrative. The discussion on teacher support, mentoring, and professional development offers actionable solutions to mitigate attrition. The use of thematic synthesis and established retention models add rigor and depth to the study. Speaking upon the areas for enhancement, the paper focuses extensively on challenges, including successful case studies of retention strategies in special education, could balance the discussion with more positive examples. While emotional responses are discussed, expanding on mental health support systems for special educators would be beneficial for schools and policy makers, since administrative support plays a crucial role in retention. Exploring policy level interventions that have worked in other countries could further strengthen the recommendations. Finally, I would say the research offers critical insights into one of the most pressing issues in special education, teacher retention. The detailed thematic analysis and policy recommendations provide a strong foundation for further research and policy improvements. This study is highly impactful and has the potential to shape better working conditions for special educators. Fantastic work.
Greetings of the day everyone. My name is Srividya, PhD scholar, University Department of Human Development, SNDT Women's University, Mumbai. Today I am going to present a paper titled Integrating Sustainable Development Goals into Early Childhood Education, a Secondary Data Analysis. Here is my abstract. The integration of Sustainable Development Goals SDGs into early childhood education ECE essential for fostering sustainable mindset from an early age. This paper explores strategies, challenges and recommendations for embedding SDGs in ECE, focusing on policy development, curriculum design and stakeholder involvement. Using secondary data analysis, it examines global best practices and conceptualizes them within India's unique educational landscape. The study identifies systematic challenges such as limited resources, insufficient teacher training, and gaps in policy frameworks as a major barrier to SDG integration. In India, National Education Policy 2020 provides a foundation for reforms but lacks specific guidance on sustainability education. Cultural and societal factors, including a preference for traditional rote learning methods, further hindering progress. Recommendations emphasize the development of SDG focused policies, fostering multilateral partnerships and creating age appropriate learning modules. Incorporating local sustainability practices into curricula such as rainwater harvesting or waste management can make SDG concepts more relevant and relatable for the children. The role of parents and communities is highlighted as a crucial in reinforcing sustainability values. Schools can collaborate with families, community members through activities like school gardens, recycling drives, and sustainability workshops. Teacher training programs are essential to equip educators with knowledge and tools required to teach SDGs effectively. This research underscores the importance of holistic approaches to integrating SDGs into ECE, aligning global sustainability goals with local needs and practices. By doing so, nations like India can empower young learners to become responsible, informed citizens within meaningful sustainable development. Here I have given the definition of sustainable development and definition of early childhood education also, how important is integrating sustainable development into early childhood education, and I have also listed the research aim and the scope and rationale and overview of the sustainable developmental goals also. And next I have collected the review of literature here regarding to the SDGs as well as ECE early childhood education and as well as sustainable development integration into early childhood education also. Then the methodology is integration of SDGs into ECE section, approaches to SDG integration in ECE, curriculum design and educational resources, and teaching method sustainability. So play based learning and storytelling, hands-on activities. So I have chosen these in the methodology as well as some case studies where different countries have following this sustainable developmental goals into early childhood education. I have also taken those like recycling projects, like when we are doing the crafts, creative activities, we given the projects to the children. So how we can use this recycling material we can use, and where we can use the water waste management and such I have given here in the methodology. Like there are the case studies which have already SDG integration into ECE that I have chosen here: Finland, India, South Africa innovation programs, and teacher training capacity building. Challenges and barriers in integrating SDGs into early childhood education. The integration of sustainable developmental goals into early childhood education faces numerous challenges ranging from systematic and cultural barriers to the lack of adequate policies. These obstacles can be particularly pronounced in developing countries like India, where resources and infrastructure may be limited. Addressing these challenges is crucial for ensuring that ECE contributes meaningful to sustainable development. Cultural and societal barriers. In some regions, traditional education focuses on academic skills over sustainability themes. In India, extra focused curriculum poses barrier to promoting holistic development and sustainability education in ECE. Implementation gaps. Global guidelines like UNESCO's education for sustainable developmental goals are often not tailored to local contexts, leaving educators without any practical tools. Recommendation for effective integration of SDGs into early childhood education. Policy reforms for SDG integration. Align national policies with global frameworks like UNESCO's education for sustainable developmental goals, learning objectives. 2017 revise India's NEP 2020 to include specific guidelines for integrating SDGs into ECE, develop region specific strategies to address local sustainability challenges like water conservation, education, drought prone areas. Encourage multilateral partnership, foster collaborations between government, NGOs and international organizations, example like UNESCO and UNICEF. Curriculum and pedagogical innovation like age appropriate learning modules, as early childhood education is from 0 to 8 years or 2 to 8 years. We'll consider early childhood education like we have to use storytelling, role play, art based project to introduce SDGs into relatable way for the children and include local folk tales and songs that promote values like environmental conservation and community collaboration, incorporating local sustainability practices. So these can help to help in effective integration of SDGs into early childhood education. Role of parents and communities. Community engagement. Schools should involve parents and communities in sustainability initiative. Example, school gardens, recycling drives and environmental awareness days. Community driven efforts can reinforce sustainability concepts in children. Family engagement. Encourage parents to model sustainable practices at home. Example, conserving water, reducing plastic usage and wastage segregation. Organize workshops and provide resources to help families to adapt sustainable practices. Incorporate national campaigns like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Clean India Mission to promote cleaner, greener and living practices. And in conclusion, the integration of SDGs into early childhood necessities, comprehensive policy support, innovative teaching strategies and active involvement of parents and communities. By addressing these recommendations, educational systems can nurture young learners to become responsible and informed citizens who contribute to sustainable development in India. In India, with its diverse cultural and educational landscape, stands to benefit significantly from such efforts, setting an example for how local adoption of global goals can lead to impactful outcomes. Here are the references. Thank you.
The research integrating sustainable development goals into early childhood education, a secondary data analysis by Ms. Srividya provides a comprehensive and insightful examination of the integration of sustainable development goals into early childhood education, ECE. This is an incredibly relevant topic, as shaping sustainability mindsets at a young age can have a lasting impact on future generation. The use of secondary data analysis allows for a broad perspective on global best practices and India's unique educational challenges. The study has a strong theoretical foundation. It provides a solid overview of SDGs, their importance and their connection to early childhood education. The research effectively compares international case studies with India's NEP 2020, making it highly relevant for policy implementation. Suggestions such as local sustainability practices, SDG focused policies and teacher training programs offer actionable insights for educators and policy makers. The study acknowledges curriculum design, stakeholder involvement and community participation, reinforcing a well-rounded perspective on sustainability education. The study discusses systematic challenges in detail, adding a few success stories from India where SDGs have been effectively implemented in early education could enhance the discussion, and this is the area for enhancement. While teacher training is emphasized, elaborating on specific training models or frameworks used in other countries could be beneficial for policy recommendations. And a section on potential resistance on SDG integration from educators or communities and how to address it could add depth to the implementation discussion. And the final suggestions are this research provides a critical roadmap for embedding SDGs in early childhood education, ensuring that sustainability becomes a core value in learning environments. The insights presented bridge the gap between policy and practice, making this a valuable contribution to the field of education and and sustainable development. Great work. This research has the potential to shape meaningful educational reforms. All the best.
Greetings to all. Welcome to India's biggest virtual conference, Sustainable Development Goals 2030, Bridging Gaps, Building Future for Viksit Bharat 2047. Our topic is recreational activities to teach goalkeeping in football for children aged 6 to 9. I am Yash Walde, MPed Master of Physical Education student from MIT University, Uttar Pradesh, along with my author, Dr. Anulekha D. Ma'am.
Greetings from my side. And Yash Walde has done very well in his research. And especially thanks to Mr. Amit Dave for giving me the information about this conference. And I'm Dr. Anulekha, Assistant Professor, MIT University, Uttar Pradesh.
Objective and research question. Objective is it evaluates how recreational activities on goalkeeping skills impact, how it affect through recreational activities the goalkeeping skill, and encourage child through all over development and through structured play. And the research question is how recreational activities influence goalkeeping skill development in children aged 6 to 9. Importance. It addresses a gap in youth football training research. Mostly in football training, all the students are focused, all the players are focused, except the goalkeeping because it requires a specialized training, a different kind of training. So we address that gap, promote age-appropriate fun and engaging methods, age-appropriate required methods, the fun, the energy, so that child engage in the sports, the position, enhance physical fitness and psychological resilience. Physical fitness also improves and their improvement. Hypothesis of this is how recreational activity will lead to significant improvement in technical skill and engagement in goalkeeping position in football. Methodology, it is a experimental based research. In this, 49 children from age 6 to 9 from Delhi Council for Sports and Education. It's an NGO from there, 49 students. Program is like 8 weeks of program, 6 weeks, six sessions per week, 1 hour session, and session was about 60 minutes. For Monday, it was for children 6 to 8. Tuesday, it was 7. Wednesday, 8, and Thursday, 9. Friday and Saturday is the match day, practice match. And we use the assessment tool, McDonald's Soccer Skill Test, for pre-test and post-test intervention, and SPSS tool for the analysis of data. Activities it include activities with the exposure and the knowledge of AIF D license football course and C license diploma football course in football. So it is a brief explanation, like week 1 to week 8 program. Each week we have 5 activities, and after starting of first week we conducted a pre-data or using McDonald's Soccer Test on all age group. It is like it's showing under age 6. So first participant, all these 12 participants, and pre-data of this, and after completion of 8-week programs, the post-data, again using the McDonald's Soccer Skill Test. Similarly for under 6, 7, 8, and 9. Similarly, and after that there is a statistical analysis using SPSS. The pre-data, the mean, the standard deviation, standard error mean also we calculated using SPSS. Similarly for under 7 age and under 8. So these are all the key findings of all age group. For under 6 group, score improved from 3 to 5.5. So it shows foundational skills improvement, ability and coordination, and notable growth. For under 7, the score is 3.15 and improved to 6.38. It shows that gain in positioning and reaction times was improved. For under 8, as you see the scores, it also shows mastery of intermediate skills such as shot stopping. For under 9, the score also again improved, and it also shows development of advanced motor function and decision making skills. So these are the scores that shows the improvement. Over to Dr. Anulekha ma'am, the discussion and implications of this.
We'll start with discussion. So in the discussion, recreational activity is validated for structured training. So here we can state with the results that Yash has explained just now with the various standard deviations and other SPSS tools, that we have seen various increase in the scores and various improvement in the practice and performance of the players. So that proves that recreational activities are validated through the structured training. Next point is younger children development, fundamental skills, older groups advanced technique. Next point is high enhancement levels fostered sustained interest in sports. High enhanced level of fostered sustained interest in sports, which will happen through the recreational activities in the younger age. Next, coming to the implementation part, coaches should prioritize fun and structured play in youth sports training. It's the role of such programs in fostering lifelong participation in sports. Towards the conclusion part, key takeaways, what we understand through this research, that recreational activities improve technical and psychological skills in youth, encourages developmental appropriate engaging training methods, promotes long-term interest in participation in sports. Thank you everyone for listening to us. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
This review is for the research paper Recreational Activities to Teach Goalkeeping in Football for Children Aged 6 to 9, and this work is done by Mr. Yash Walde. The study presents an innovative and engaging approach to teaching goalkeeping through recreational activities, aligning skill development with enjoyment for young learners. The research provides strong evidence that play-based training improves agility, coordination, and technical skills, making it an important contribution to youth sports education. The strength of this paper lies in its unique and practical approach. The study successfully merges technical skill building with play-based learning, keeping young players engaged and motivated. It has a well-designed experimental framework. The 8-week training program, measured using the McDonald Soccer Skill Test, offers clear data-backed insights into skill improvements. The paper has a strong statistical analysis. The use of paired t-tests, Cohen's d effect sizes, and comparative analysis provides rigorous validation of the findings. The study highlights not just technical improvements but also enhancements in teamwork, confidence, and overall enjoyment of football. The areas for enhancement are, while the statistical results are strong, adding video-based observational analysis could provide qualitative validation of skill progression. The study focuses primarily on technical skills, including psychological aspects like decision making and under pressure could add more depth, and then expanding the long-term impact analysis would further strengthen the findings. So the final remarks are, this research paper presents an engaging evidence-based approach to training young goalkeepers, emphasizing fun, skill development, and holistic learning. The study has significant practical implications for youth sports coaches, trainers, and educators. Excellent work. This research has the potential to shape innovative training programs in football and beyond.
Good morning everyone. My name is Aishwarya Potphode and I am a research scholar at Shailendra College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Mumbai. Today I am here to present my research paper on the topic Nurturing Future Niveshak, Fostering Stock Market Literacy Among School Students. As Warren Buffett wisely said, the best investment you can make is in yourself. And as we are proceeding towards a vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, there is no better investment than making our future generations financially equipped and financially literate. Amongst the multifacets of financial education, stock market literacy stands out to be a transformative skill which not only empowers the individual's personal financial planning but also contributes to the economy's growth and development as a whole. India's development goals not only requires the economic growth what we define, but somewhere it highlights the need of financially skilled and financially literate population. However, our current education system somewhere overlooks the concept of stock markets, leaving a critical gap in preparing our students for their future financial independence. Thus, my research seeks and makes an attempt to understand the importance of stock market, how the introduction of stock market can make wonders, especially when introduced at an early age, that is the school levels, and the impact of its introduction on the students' future financial planning and independence. For this, I interviewed 90 students of Standard 9th and Standard 10th across 3 different boards, that is SSC, CBSE and ICSE. And also, in order to get a better understanding over the subject, detailed analysis of government reports, SEBI initiatives and other academic literature was made. Throughout my research, I found out that students somewhere, despite lacking the understanding of financial markets, have a curiosity to explore what exactly the stock markets are, what is the power of compounding, how exactly this can be implemented, especially when it comes to one's own financial planning. But our traditional education system lacks to address this curiosity. Also, SEBI has introduced multiple initiatives, but somewhere their penetration at the ground level needs a critical assessment and focused implementation. In order to address this limitation, we need to introduce the age-appropriate stock market concepts such as the basics of investment, stock markets, and other broader financial principles, which will make this complex subject student-friendly and more interesting. Also, in order to make this subject more accumulating or more interesting from the student's perspective, it is essential to train our teachers with the basics of stock markets so that this learning, this journey of enjoyable learning is passed from teacher to its students. Also, the policymakers, educators and financial institutions should collaborate to make this subject more accessible and engaging for our next future generations, that is the population of Viksit Bharat. As Albert Einstein said, education is not the learning of facts but the training of mind to think. By introducing the stock market literacy at this early age, we will be able to empower our students to critically think and develop skills that will not only prepare them for their own financial success but contribute to India's economic transformation. As a whole, I conclude that early exposure to stock market education is an investment for India's future. It will prepare our students to navigate the real life challenges and also equip them with the knowledge and confidence that will build a brighter, more prosperous and our desired and dreamed Viksit Bharat. I thank you all for your valuable time and this wonderful opportunity and urge upon the need that stock markets is not at all a complex topic but an interesting subject which should be introduced to the students so that there is an early exposure to the financial planning and financial literacy skills. Thank you all.
The research paper authored by Miss Aishwarya Potphode on the topic Nurturing Future Knife Shakes, Fostering Stock Market Literacy Among School Students presents a timely and valuable exploration of financial literacy among school students, emphasizing the importance of stock market education at an early age. With the growing significance of financial knowledge in today's economy, the study highlights the need for structured financial education aligning with India's vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. And this research work is highly relevant. Financial literacy is crucial for youth empowerment, and this research effectively highlights the importance of stock market education in schools. It has well-structured approach. The mixed methodology combining student surveys and secondary research adds depth and credibility to the findings, and practical implementation strategies. Your recommendations such as teacher training, collaboration with financial institutions, and hands-on learning methods provide actionable insights for policymakers and educators. It has a strong data interpretation. The comparison of SSC, CBSE and ICSE students' perspectives offer valuable insights into financial awareness across different education boards, and the areas for enhancement are the study focuses primarily on awareness levels, including a section on the impact of financial education programs already implemented in India. Example, Chevi initiatives could provide a comparative analysis. While quantitative findings are vigorous, integrating qualitative insights from students or educators could further humanize the research. More discussion on how financial literacy affects long-term wealth building habits and economy stability would strengthen the study's broader implementation. Your research is a pioneering effort in advocating for financial literacy among school students, emphasizing its role in nation building and economic empowerment by bridging the gap between financial literacy and real-world applications. This study has the potential to influence educational policies in India. Excellent work. Your research has a strong real-world applicability and impact. All the best.
નમસ્તે, આપ સૌને મારા વંદન. હું પરમાર નરેશભાઈ દાંજીભાઈ, રિસર્ચ સ્કોલર, મોનાક યુનિવર્સિટી વહેલાલ, અમદાવાદ. આજરોજના કોન્ફરન્સ જેનું નામ છે સસ્ટેનેબલ ડેવલપમેન્ટ ગોલ 2030 બ્રિજિંગ ગેપ્સ બિલ્ડિંગ ફ્યુચર ફોર વિકસિત ભારત @2047. આ કોન્ફરન્સમાં હું મારું પેપર રજૂ કરી રહ્યો છું જેનું નામ છે 32 પૂતળીની વેદના અને નારીવાદના પ્રશ્નોનો પરિચય. ગુજરાતી સાહિત્યમાં નારીના જીવનના સંઘર્ષોને પ્રતિબિંબિત કરતું સાહિત્ય વિશેષ સ્થાન ધરાવે છે. તેમાં 32 પૂતળીની વેદના એ સશક્ત અને સાહિત્યિક પ્રવાહમાં પોતાનું આગવું સ્થાન ધરાવતી નવલકથા તરીકે જોવા મળે છે. આ નવલકથા સ્ત્રીઓના જીવનની મહત્વની વેદનાઓને દર્શાવવાની મહત્વની કોશિશ કરે. તેમાં આ કૃતિ એવી છે જેની વાત કરીએ જેમાં માત્ર સ્ત્રીના સંઘર્ષોને વર્ણવવાની ચેષ્ટા નથી, પરંતુ તેના મર્મ સ્થળ સુધી પહોંચવાની શક્તિ છે. સ્ત્રીના શારીરિક સ્વરૂપ અથવા વ્યક્તિત્વ અને તેના આંતરિક સંઘર્ષો સમાજમાં ઉભા થતા પ્રશ્નોનું પ્રતિબિંબ પૂરું પાડે છે. આ એ સમયની કૃતિ છે જ્યારે નારીના પ્રશ્નો માત્ર પ્રબળ વિચારધારા અને પ્રત્યક્ષ પ્રશ્નોને સ્પર્શ કરતા હતા. આ કૃતિનું મહત્વ માત્ર સાહિત્યિક મંચ પૂરતું મર્યાદિત નથી, પરંતુ નારીવાદના મનોવિજ્ઞાન અને સમાન અધિકાર માટેના આંદોલનોમાં મહત્વનો આધાર પૂરો પાડે છે. 32 પૂતળીની વેદના એ માત્ર આલેખન નહીં, પરંતુ નારીવાદના પ્રશ્નોને ઊંડાણપૂર્વક ઉજાગર કરે છે, દર્શાવે છે. આ લેખ લખવાનો મારો ઉદ્દેશ આ નવલકથાના પાત્રો દ્વારા તેના માધ્યમથી નારીવાદના પ્રશ્નોને મૂલ્યાંકિત કરવાનો છે. નારીના જીવનની વાસ્તવિકતાઓ જેમ કે સ્વતંત્રતા, સ્વાભિમાન, સમાન અધિકાર, સમાજ દ્વારા સ્વીકાર મેળવવા માટેની લડાઈઓ પર વધુને વધુ ધ્યાન કેન્દ્રિત કરવું, આધુનિક સમયમાં અને સંદર્ભમાં મૂલ્યાંકન. આ કૃતિની સમકાલીન અને આધુનિક જીવન સાથે સુસંગતતા છે. તે આજે નારી જીવન માટે કેટલું સંબંધિત છે તેનો અભ્યાસ કરવો. આ લેખ સંઘર્ષ, સ્વીકૃતિ અને આદર માટેની આલેખાત્મક પ્રક્રિયા છે. 32 પૂતળીનું ઐતિહાસિક મહત્વ જોઈએ તો આ એ સમયની પ્રગતિશીલ વિચારધારા છે જે સમયમાં સ્ત્રીઓના જીવનના પ્રશ્નો ધ્યાનમાં લેવામાં આવતા ન હતા. નારીનું સ્થાન માત્ર ને માત્ર ઘરકામ પૂરતું મર્યાદિત હતું. તેની ઈચ્છાઓ, અભિવ્યક્તિઓનું સમાજમાં થોડું પણ મહત્વ ન હતું. તે તમામ બાબતોને આ સ્થિતિએ પડકારવા માટે, નારી જીવનના મૂલ્યો પર ચર્ચા શરૂ કરવા માટે એક આધારશિલાનું નિર્માણ કર્યું. આ કૃતિના પાત્રો સાહિત્યની દ્રષ્ટિએ નહીં, પરંતુ સમાજશાસ્ત્ર અને નારીવાદના અભ્યાસ માટે સૌથી મહત્વપૂર્ણ છે. નારીવાદના પ્રશ્નોમાં જોઈએ તો નારીના મૌલિક હક્કો, સ્વતંત્રતાની માંગ, લિંગ આધારિત શોષણનો વિરોધ, તેની ઈચ્છાનું પ્રતિનિધિત્વ, નારી સ્વતંત્રતા વગેરે. સ્વતંત્ર વિચારશક્તિ માટેની પ્રેરણા, સમાજને ચિંતન કરવા માટે મજબૂર કરવો વગેરે. વૈશ્વિક નારીવાદ સાથે આપણે જોડાણ કરીએ તો ગુજરાતી સાહિત્યમાં આ એક એવી નવલકથા છે જે ભારતીય સંસ્કૃતિને જોડવાનું કામ કર્યું, વિવિધ પરિબળો પર પ્રકાશ પાડ્યો અને નારીને મુક્તિ માટે પ્રકાશ પાડ્યો, તેમજ તેઓને નવી દિશા આપી. નારીવાદની સમસ્યાઓ અને તેનું વિશ્લેષણ કરીએ તો સામાજિક સંસ્કૃતિ અને અટકળો, જાતીય ભેદભાવ, અસમાન તકો, સાંસ્કૃતિક કટ્ટરતા અને નિયંત્રણો, નારીવાદના આંદોલન અને પુરુષ સમાજ વચ્ચે સંઘર્ષ, અણગમતી સ્વીકાર્યતા, નારી મુક્તિ વિરુદ્ધ ટકરાવ, મનોવૈજ્ઞાનિક દબાણ વગેરે. આજના નારીવાદ દ્રષ્ટિકોણે 32 પુત્રીનું મહત્વ આપણે સમજીએ તો વર્તમાન પરિવર્તન સાથે તેનો શું સંબંધ, તેનો અભ્યાસ કરવો, સમાજમાં કૃતિનું શું પ્રભાવ, તેનું મૂલ્યાંકન કરવું. અંતમાં આપણે નિષ્કર્ષમાં ટૂંકમાં જોઈએ તો 32 પુત્રીના ફળ સ્વરૂપ સાહિત્ય અને સમાજ માટે એક પ્રબળ સંદેશ આપણને મળે છે. સમકાલીન સમયમાં એટલું જ સંબંધિત છે જે આમાં રજૂ થયેલા સંઘર્ષો સાહિત્યમાં જ નહીં પરંતુ દરેક વ્યક્તિએ પોતાના જીવનમાં અમલમાં લાવવા યોગ્ય છે. નારીવાદ એક સામાજિક હિલચાલ તરીકે તો જોઈએ પણ તેના જીવનશૈલીના ભાગરૂપે સ્વીકારવું અત્યંત આવશ્યક છે. આ તે નારી મુક્તિના પક્ષમાં નહીં પણ દરેક વ્યક્તિએ આદર અને સમાજમાં તત્વોને પ્રોત્સાહિત કરે તે માટે જરૂરી છે. અંતમાં જોઈએ તો આ અભ્યાસમાં આજના વર્તમાન સમયમાં આપણે ઘણા આગળ વધી ગયા છીએ, પરંતુ હજુ ઘણા સ્થાન અને સમાજ એવા છે જેમાં સ્ત્રીઓના સમાન અને તેને સમાન દરજ્જો મળતો નથી. તેમાં આપણે બધા એક સાથે મળીને વિચાર કરવો જોઈએ અને તેઓ શાંતિથી રહી શકે અને જીવી શકે તે માટેની તકો આપણે જ લોકોએ પૂરી પાડવી જોઈએ. આપણે નહીં પાડી તો કોણ પૂરી પાડશે? આ પેપરમાં હું મારા સ્વતંત્ર વિચાર રજૂ કરી રહ્યો છું. નમસ્તે, ધન્યવાદ સાંભળવા માટે.
An introduction to the pain of 32 statues and an introduction to feminist issues. A research paper by Parmar, Nareshbhai, Danjibhai. This research work provides a profound literary and feminist analysis of the novel. The discussion on gender dynamics, feminist discourse and historical context is well articulated and insightful. The way you connect the novel's themes to broader socio-cultural issues makes this study highly relevant in the current discourse on gender equality. There is in-depth and literary analysis. Your breakdown of the novel's themes, character struggles and feminist perspectives adds great depth to the discussion. This paper has social relevance also. It does an excellent job linking historical feminist issues with contemporary gender challenges, making the study impactful and meaningful. It has clear structure. The flow from background, thematic exploration and societal impact makes the paper highly engaging and easy to follow. There is interdisciplinary approach by integrating feminist theory, sociology and literary critique. The study broadens its scope and enhances its academic significance. Regarding the area of enhancement, including a comparison with other feminist literary works in Gujarati or global literature could further strengthen the study. And while the research is academically sound, making the arguments more accessible to a general audience could increase its reach. A section discussing how literature can shape modern feminist movements would add thought-provoking dimensions to the study. Your research is a valuable contribution to feminist literary discourse and highlights the power of literature in challenging social norms. I encourage you to continue exploring feminist narratives in literature and their evolving role in contemporary society. Excellent work, and I look forward to more research in future. Thank you.
Namaste everyone. Today I would like to present my descriptive case study on awareness and perception of the importance of a tech business incubator, Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj Innovation Foundation, and National Education Policy 2020 in a higher education institution. The work was done in the Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj University at Kanpur. A brief introduction. One of the fundamental principles of the National Education Policy 2020, which is going to be the guiding force for Viksit Bharat, is the nurturance of creativity, critical thinking, skilling, innovation and entrepreneurship, thereby contributing to the growing national economy. As part of the policy and as part of the National Innovation Startup Policy, higher education institutions are mandated to create a vibrant entrepreneurship and innovation ecosystem. As part of this, the tech business incubators have been established in different higher education institutions to help ideation and early stage companies to get the right guidance, resources and connections in the first few years of their study, as well as getting a chance to establish or explore taking up entrepreneurship or business goals. Here we have used the CSM University Kanpur as a case study to understand what is the awareness and perception on three main things. One is the National Education Policy, Government of India initiative. What is the perception of a tech business incubator among its stakeholders? And what is the interest of the youth, of the stakeholders that are within a higher education institution towards pursuing entrepreneurship as a career? Now, in order to carry out this work, a descriptive case study approach was used and data was collected from diverse stakeholders across different demographics within the university and the affiliate colleges regarding the university and the tech business incubator using Google Forms. The Google Forms survey was divided into three sections: demographics, awareness and perception regarding innovation and entrepreneurship in NEP 2020, and section 3 was regarding awareness and perception regarding what kind of facilities should a tech business incubator provide to the students coming from a city like Kanpur, which is a tier 2 city. The results that was garnered from this survey was then tabulated, frequency calculations were made, and a number of comprehensive insights were generated which will help us in deciding the further policies and strategies to take up the NEP 2020 for a Viksit Bharat. So this is the result of the first part, the demographics of the sample population at CSJM University Kanpur. So as the figure 1A covers the different genders that we found that we were able to reach, and as you can see that the study targeted more than about 50% targeted the 18 to 21 age range, where majority of the students were pursuing a bachelor's degree, a small percentage of masters, and then there were certain percentages of about 11.8 representing seniors, faculty members and research scholars. Amongst gender, we can say that there is a balanced representation of gender, and as I mentioned previously, 66% of the study seems to give us idea about the perception of students who are doing their bachelor's, and hence this particular case study is giving us an indication of what the young educators for whom reforms in NEP 2020 have been made, what is their awareness and perception towards innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem that is being established in the university under NEP 2020 and the NISP. Now it has already been 2 years since the tech business incubator was registered, and so this study gives us a fair enough good idea about what 2-year study of having established such a system in the university, what were the responses to the establishment. Section B, we wanted to find out that within 2 years of a number of awareness campaigns, what was the awareness towards the NEP. So the first question that we asked, the figure 2A, how familiar are you with the provisions for promoting innovation and entrepreneurship outlined in NEP 2020? And as you can see, 48.5% are familiar. And this therefore indicates that, and of course we had for somewhat familiar and not so familiar, and a very small percentage was not familiar. And this indicates that 90% of the respondents had awareness about the NEP provisions. And in the last 2 years, all the efforts that the Government of India and the higher education system have reached out to the students, and they are well aware of innovation and entrepreneurship in the university system. The second question was regarding what is your perception of the role of innovation, entrepreneurship and skill development as outlined in NEP 2020. So these were the parameters that we took from NEP 2020 regarding different perception about what is important. And as you can see, we divided the data that we got from those which were familiar and those which were overall familiar, and then looked at the percentage distribution. And as can be seen in this graph, fair amount of you can see similarity can be seen for overall data as well as for those that were familiar with the NEP, or they said that they were very familiar with the NEP. Some of the important highlights that comes across from this study is that majority of them agree that we need a promotion of innovation and creativity amongst the students, and how to do it. They believe that the university should prioritize research and development facilities, experiential learning and skill development, both of soft and hard kind, in order to promote innovation and entrepreneurship. Interestingly, a relatively lower emphasis was seen on the ideas of strengthening industry-academia collaboration, internship, and therefore this suggests that there is a potential area for improvement in aligning education with the industry need, and the idea that the students need to understand that this is very, very important in order to develop an innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem. The study also brought about the fact that there is a perception that innovation and entrepreneurship emphasis on empowering marginalized communities through skill development initiatives was very low, and this suggests a potential area for further attention in ensuring inclusivity and equity in education and skill development programs. The next section, questions were asked regarding the awareness and perception to the tech business incubator, and as you can see, the results of figure 3A show that there is a mixed level of understanding amongst the respondents. This data suggests that we have both an opportunity and challenge in promoting awareness and understanding of the tech business incubator, and more emphasis and resources need to be added in enhancing educational initiatives such as workshops, seminars, informational campaigns that can bridge the gap in the knowledge among the respondents. The second question was regarding perception of the students' role in a business incubator and supporting startups. And 66% of the respondents thought that the role of an incubator is access to mentorship and guidance from experienced entrepreneurs. And 57% believed that it gave networking opportunities along with providing physical infrastructure space. These two requirements aligns with what the role of a business incubator should be, and it was heartwarming to see that students were willing to get both of these through the incubators. This is also an indication to the incubator on what the students want and what the incubator should focus on its resources, and this will help the students. The last question was, we wanted to understand what percentage of the population was actually interested in considering career as a startup or as an entrepreneur, and only about 1/3 reported actively that they were considering joining or starting a startup. Equal percentage were indecisive, and this high percentage of, if one were to think those which were about 60%, is a very positive number that these young people were showing a growing interest in entrepreneurship. Questions were also asked about what would be some context or reason for those who of why they want to do entrepreneurship or not. And here I have focused on the reasons why they were not interested. And as can be seen, lack of funding, too much risk, not aware, and these were some of the major reasons. And definitely the tech business incubator and the university can work on making sure that a person who is interested in entrepreneurship would not say that he is not aware of how to do it anymore. So the conclusions of the study are, there is a high level of awareness amongst respondents based on the policy of NISP and NEP 2020. However, there are still gaps in knowledge and understanding, which include educational initiatives for which major implementation is required. The survey also reveals a strong interest among respondents to pursue entrepreneurship as a career option, with a significant percentage actively considering joining a startup as an intern or considering a startup. They requested access to mentorship and guidance, networking opportunities, essential resources such as research and development facilities and skill trainings. However, lack of focus on industry-academia alliances and opportunities requires attention by administrators, policymakers, and all stakeholders. In summary, the finding addresses the importance of providing education, training, and support for aspiring entrepreneurs so that a Viksit Bharat 2047 can be achieved. Programs that offer resources, mentorship, and networking will help individuals navigate the challenges of entrepreneurship and build the skill as well as the confidence needed to pursue startup ventures. I shall close with thank you for a very patient hearing, and thank you to our university for providing all the resources.
The research work, descriptive case study on awareness and perception of the importance of tech business incubator, CSJM Innovation Foundation, and NEP 2020 in higher education institutions, authored by Shilpa Deshpande, Kaistha, and Anil Kumar Tripathi. This research presents a highly relevant and insightful exploration of the entrepreneurial ecosystem in higher education institutions. The study effectively highlights the impact of the National Education Policy 2020 and the role of business incubators in fostering innovation and entrepreneurship. The structured approach from methodology to data analysis demonstrate a thorough investigation into stakeholder awareness and perceptions. The paper's strength lies in the well-defined objectives. The study clearly outlines the need to understand awareness and perception regarding innovation and business incubation, making it highly applicable to modern higher education. It has comprehensive methodology. The use of descriptive case study methods and survey-based research ensures a data-driven approach, allowing for insightful conclusions, and it has practical implications, like the findings offer actionable recommendations for enhancing innovation ecosystem in universities, making it beneficial for policymakers, educators, and entrepreneurs alike. It has a strong conclusion also. The emphasis on policy-based improvements and fostering collaborative entrepreneurship provides a forward thinking outlook for future research and practical application. There are some suggestions for the improvement, while not improvement but we can say enhancement. While the survey results are well presented, including a comparative discussion with similar international studies, could further contextualize your findings, and more qualitative insights such as case studies of successful university startups could enhance the practical applicability of the study. Recommendations for universities beyond CSJM could make the research more generalizable and beneficial for a wider audience. Your research contributes significantly to the discussion on entrepreneurial education and incubation by bridging the gap between policy and implementation. This study serves as a valuable resource for academic institutions looking to develop robust entrepreneurship ecosystems. Keeping up the excellent work. I encourage you to keep up the excellent work. I encourage you to explore longitudinal studies to track the long-term impact of incubators in higher education institutions. All the best. Thank you.